so many positive and rewarding things have come out from the way this man speaks to people. Townsville, we've struggled this year. We've had floods. We're going to struggle for a little bit longer. Today we have the absolute privilege of having John Brady here from Mates in Construction, and John's going to come up and have a chat with us. I know a lot of you may have already known him and done some training with him, and you know he's really worth listening to. So bar people, move over to the tent and come and listen, please. John Brady, everybody.
Maybe.
Thanks, Kathy. I certainly don't want to be responsible for taking people away from the bar. Connection's what I'm about. Can I acknowledge my brothers and sisters in the CFMEU? Thanks, guys. It's a privilege to march with you. And can I acknowledge the other comrades from the other unions? I want to talk about what happens when we march down the street. But I want to start in a different spot. I want to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land and their elders past, present and emerging. And I'm not doing that because it's good manners or it's the protocol of the day. I'm doing it because 200 years ago, James Cook said this was terra nullius. Nobody was here. And in wiping out land rights in that one statement, he wiped out centuries and centuries and centuries of wisdom and tradition. And that tradition and that wisdom said everything is connected. The waterways, the trees, the animals, the family, the mob, everything is connected. And that's what holds us up. That's what gives us life. And when you fracture that connection, the ultimate result of that is addiction, depression, a really deep sadness and loneliness, and ultimately suicide. And if you don't believe me, have a look at the suicide rates for our Indigenous brothers and sisters. But don't just look there. The second highest suicide rates in Australia are for the Australian construction industry. Every second day we lose someone to suicide. So what fractures us? Well, this is not going to come as a surprise. Unemployment will fracture us. Occupational redundancy will fracture us. The promise of entitled to redundancy and not given will fracture us. Thanks, Clive. And the pressure that that brings in terms of finances in a family and the options that that gives us and the need for purposeful work. We have 40% casualisation of our workforce. How do you get a loan when you're casual? How do you send your children where you want to send them? How do you have the financial options? These things start to fracture us till we start to think, is there a way through this? Can I survive? When we march down the street today, something happens. Soldiers don't march off to war together for no reason at all. They march off to war because they're shit scared. And they know if they've got a mate next to them, they've got a chance of survival. When we march down the street in solidarity, that says that even though you might be fractured, you're not going to go under on my watch, mate. That somehow together, as a collective, we can make a real difference. When you've got unemployment and a whole lot of other stuff attached to that, and then you have a flood, what happens? Well, we come together and we will hose the mud off the driveway and we will clean the rubbish out and take it to the tip and we'll lend someone our ute or pick them up if they've lost theirs. But what happens when the mud's on the inside? Who stands to hose off the mud when it's deep in my own spirit? You see, we don't want sympathy if we're going through crap. We want solidarity. We can't fix other people's problems, but we can say, mate, on my watch, you do not go under. Solidarity is what's really important here. I remember I was working on a construction site in Brisbane, what is now the Supreme Court, and the bloke gave me the best description of looking after someone's mental health I've ever heard. It's a bit crass, but it's made a lot of sense to me. He says, John, it's like this. He says, in life, we've all got to eat a shit sandwich, and no one can eat ours. And some people get more than one round. He says, what you need when you've got to eat that shit sandwich is to have a mate next to you so you don't choke when you're eating it. That's the best description of mental health from a community service point of view I've ever heard. There is no shortage of community services in Australia. We can go to clinical services everywhere, but we don't get there. The person who's struggling doesn't get to the help. So what I encourage you to do to help people wash the mud off the inside is to take 10 seconds of courage. Not an hour, not a week, just 10 seconds to say, mate, I can see you're not right. I picked up, you're doing things that you don't normally do. But we've got strong intuition. Do you have to say to someone, mate, my gut's telling you, you're not coping. That sort of conversation is life-saving. You don't have to fix anyone. You just have to say, on my watch, you do not go under. Mateship matters. To be a real mate to someone is to actually say, I can see you're struggling. And that conversation is really important. So as I talk to you in Townsville, there's a couple of things I want to say. One is you're at a critical space. You have double the unemployment of anywhere else in Australia. You've just been through a natural disaster. You've got some politicians floating around and using you as just pawns. And I want to say this to you. You matter. Your family matters. Your future matters. And it should never be up for grabs. And we come together today as a union movement to say, together, we'll support one another till we get through this. Tough times never last, but when you're in the middle of them, they feel like they're going to go on forever. So I encourage you today, think of the people in your circle who might be struggling and make a commitment to give them a ring or call in and see them and say, mate, I'm just calling in to see how you're travelling. I know you've been through a fair bit of crap. That conversation, that's what real unionism is about. As a collective, we can make a difference. So I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. I've been to a lot of Labor Days and most people won't let me talk at all, so this is fantastic. But just to be together as a family is really important stuff. So can I encourage you to write in your diaries or on your computer or on your bathroom mirror just 2 words, mateship matters. And hunt up your mates who are struggling so they get through this tough time and get to see better times. Thanks very much.